Hi guys, and welcome to the second video of Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X. So these are the good and the bad points. So there's no NFC Near Field Communication for wireless payments to be sent from your phone via Android Pay to a retailer's till without inputting a PIN or exposing your card details to the retailer. So the Miui Launcher is not very good. It wouldn't let me move YouTube app out of Google folder. I want a single YouTube app icon because I don't want to open a folder and then open the app. So another one is it would not let me resize the clock. The standard one is too small and the text is too thin to be able to see it. So I moved to Nova Launcher. It feels much closer to the standard basic Android. Access Launcher changed from home screen in the menu system. There is also a launcher that gives you a stock Android feel to your phone called Google Now Launcher, available from the Play Store. So I will go through. I didn't do in the last video going through the settings options, so I'm sorry about that. There was just so much to get into that video that I ran out of time and missed that one. So if you have any issues finding stuff, just ask me and I'll try and find it and comment on the comment to your question. So sorry about that. So yeah, so no widget tabs available. So there's no widget tab available on App List in Nova Launcher. So you have to press and hold the home screen, and you can then select wallpapers, widgets and Nova Launcher settings. So that's the first sheet of bad points. So another issue I found was SwiftKey keyboard is far too small lettering. I miss keys all the time, so I moved to Big Button Keyboard Standard app. I found it really difficult to turn off the keyboard vibrations, so I turned off the button press vibrations options. This did not stop it. It is in the SwiftKey settings under sound and vibration settings. Even if you've not got that set as your main keyboard, it still puts vibrations on the actual key press on your keyboard, which is really annoying for me. I don't know if you use it like that, but I don't like it. So don't buy the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X in 16 gig version. This model is only available in China. It does not have a global ROM, so the seller has to flash it with Redmi Note 4 firmware before sending it. So I don't know why they have to use Redmi Note 4's firmware instead of the 32 gig Redmi Note 4 times global ROM. So I don't know why they're doing that. I'm asking the seller to confirm why, and if they answer I will mention it in the description or the comments. So I found this out after I'd placed the order. Given the choice again, I would buy the global ROM 32 gig version of the Redmi Note 4X, but this may also have the 4's firmware. Now you know though, ask before you buy which firmware it has installed, and that as the 4 has a Sony sensor on the back of the phone and no 4G LTE band, and the 4 times the 4X has 4G band and a Samsung back camera sensor. So if you want to check that with the seller, you're more than welcome. So if you can help with this problem, let me know in the comments below. So UK stock will be £20 more, and the 32 GB one will be about £25 more than the 16 gig version. So I was led to believe that there were different camera sensors in the 4 and the 4X, so I may have issues with these functions. This is why it's not worth showing images and video samples, as they won't be the same as the Note 4 or the Note 4X. The 625 octa-core really struggles to load full website pages. So I got an Antutu score on this phone of 62,412. The top and the bottom of the phone is made of plastic for a stronger signal. The Note 4 is a full metal body. The screen only rotates on 3 sides. I checked with an iPhone 6 and it is the same for that phone, but for me, with a black screen with a black forehead and chin, I do find I keep turning it the wrong way. The tempered glass screen has a white band at the top and the bottom, so it should be easier after I fit that. So the micro USB cable supplied with the phone was a tight fit in the charging port. Not easy to find the part of the settings menu you want. It's not easy as normal Android. Clock widgets don't keep time accurately, so far only digital clock Xperia widget works the best, but only if the font is set to system font. as other fonts go out of time. This may be the Miui 8 power management or the skin on top of Android or Nova Launcher. I don't know which one it is. So they're not massive problems, but they are problems, and I like to mention everything I can. So the good points, this is the interesting thing now. So the battery is 4000 milliamp hours, twinned with efficient optimized software and an octa-core 14nm chipset. For the price, it is a combination hard to beat. So I chose the Snapdragon octa-core 625 version, as this phone is designed from the ground up to be one of the best battery life phones on the market. You can go for the 10-core Helio X20 processor. It is normally the 4GB of RAM versions. There we go. So Antutu is about 85,000, but battery life really suffers from the extra performance. It is not a 14nm chip like the 625. So I paid $111.99 with no import duty paid from the seller. VAT and import duty could be as high as 30% of the cost of the item. So if you don't want to take the risk, buy from a seller in your country for around £20 more. Phone on standby with the screen off overnight for 7.5 hours only lost 1% of its battery life. So battery life. On screen time per charge, 22 hours of no 4G connection. So that is fantastic really, isn't it? So it does take 2.5 to 3 hours to charge, but this is good for long-term battery life. It's good to be able to charge a battery in 30 minutes, but are you damaging the battery by doing this? If your battery is damaged, it may not last as long. The manufacturer don't really care, as you will have to buy another battery or even better, a new phone. So the 4X supports LTE. Shortcut buttons are backlit. So the phone options available are very confusing, so I'll go through these slowly. So there's a Xiaomi Redmi 4, India only, made in India, with a 5-inch screen. There's a Xiaomi Redmi 4X, which has a 720p screen and a 5-inch size. So there's a Xiaomi Redmi 4 Prime with a 1080p screen at 5 inches. There's a Xiaomi Redmi Note 4. I've got my finger on it there. No 4G LTE band and a 5.5-inch screen. There's a Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X, which is the one I've got. Supports LTE with a 5.5-inch screen. There's a Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 Pro, which has 2 cameras on the back of the phone. It has a front fingerprint scanner and an OLED screen at 5.5 inches. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to go through as much detail as I can on each of these models in order, in sequence. So if you want to check which one you want, what I did was watch probably 20 or 30 videos from all different YouTubers and try to find as much information out as I can about each one. But I don't have the same information on each phone, but I have enough for you to make the decision. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. No, I won't actually. I've got some more information, but that'll be on the next video anyway. So the Redmi 4 comes with a Snapdragon 435 octa-core. The Redmi Note 4s come with a Snapdragon 625 octa-core and a Helio X20 10-core processor. So the Redmi 4, which is not a Note, which is the 5-inch screen ones, come with a 435 octa-core. The Redmi Note 4s come with a Snapdragon 625 octa-core and the option for a Helio X20 10-core for a bit more performance, but less battery life. The 10-core processor is normally faster, but it uses a lot more battery, so I went for the Snapdragon octa-core 625. The hardware and software is very well optimized and they work together seamlessly. No crashes at all so far. This is by far the worst problem of all Chinese phones. Normally they just keep releasing new phones and don't do the optimizing correctly, so it crashes, freezes and uses the battery fast even when the screen is off. If you ask the seller, they should supply a 3-pin adapter plug. The seller I bought from also sent a gel case, tempered glass screen protector and a ring which doubles as a phone stand. So let's see what we're going to now. So what I'll do is I'll stop this video now if you don't want to read on, if you don't want to watch on, and I'll start another video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through those 7 options in fine detail of all the information I find out about the 7 different versions of the Redmi 4 and the Redmi Note 4. So if you want to watch that video, I should be able to link to it in the description below. And thanks for watching, guys. So check back soon. Cheers.